Check, check, check. Is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show every single day. We realize that we are blessed by God to have a beautiful life. It doesn't matter if we got hacked, smacked, slapped, or bashed. We are ready to go every single day. Shout out to Waves up 13%. Let's take a look at the game. Waves up 13%. Digibyte up 6%. Tron up 3%. Sol up 3.33%. Scale up 2.4%. And money is pumping into the market. We did call 18K. If you remember on the channel, we talked about it many times. I made you this convoluted setup. If you remember, the rising wedge. However, I also showed you the fact that this could be making a triangle with a measured move to about 18,218. And we are now sitting at about 18,706, approaching a move. Also, I put this in a flag earlier yesterday in the afternoon, talking about this was likely to break to the upside. If you watched me on Bookmap, I sat there on Bookmap showing this flag on the Bookmap tutorial. No, honestly, unbelievable. Check out the Bookmap tutorial. You will absolutely love it. Let me see here. I want to bring it up. This Bookmap tutorial that I did yesterday really breaks down how to use Bookmap with my trading style. If you've ever been kind of in the middle or want to understand, then this is something that you definitely want to talk about. We have some news, breaking news that we're going to break down too as well. 3 commas. We're going to break down 3 commas. I was hacked, everybody. I can't say I was hacked. I'm going to break down exactly how it occurred and what happened. We're going to break it down for you. But if you look at the videos here on their live set, yesterday I was live on Bookmap. And we had a few little technical difficulties. For the most part, it went really well. 273 people watch this. I highly would get more people to get into that. I mean, these things, these things should all get more views. 500, 300. I mean, these guys are really, really where the money is. And you know what the funny is? People that, the masses aren't where the money is. I'll tell you that. So a video has less views than it's informational. It's probably something you want to know. Don't tell anybody, though. Just watch it alone and keep it to yourself. All right? Make sure that red is... It's funny because the camera's higher. If I was up here, it doesn't look the same in the mirror that it does in the... Anyway, you know what I'm saying. And if I don't back up, you can't even see the square, right? I mean, you got to get the square in there. Hey, don't be a square. So anyway, watch this video. If you'd see it, I'm talking about liquidity. I'm going over the idea that we're in this flag. We're highly likely to break to the upside over time. Only a matter of time that we're going to break up. And I keep showing the flag over and over again. And I'm giving you a measured move of 18,000. 400 area, right? So anyway,
I gotta end the task.
Let's get back to brass tacks here. Now, YFI, right? It's pumping hard, huh? I'm going to tell you why it's pumping hard. I'm going to break it down for you. Pocket Square on point. Shout out to Wen Dizzle. Wen Dizzle, did you lose funds? They can steal my money, but they can't steal my soul, sense of humor, and love. I'm going to show everyone what happened to me. All right? So I'm going to talk about it. I use 3 commas. I've been using them for years and years and years. Okay. Here is my KuCoin account. All right. It is what it is. Last night, look what somebody did. They went into all my positions that I was holding for a long time. My M-Swap, my Doge, my Ascent, my NAKA, my ENS, my Gamey, my UBIX, my Heroes, my OPCT, my MTV. These are positions I had for man. I was even in a Bitcoin 3L that I was in on and I was doing good on. Right? My PDEX, right? My Dogecoin, my WaxP, my CWAR, my DAG, my Phantom Go, my Casper, my CWeb, my Ape, right? And so they sold all my coins off. I didn't have a lot of Ape, as you can see, but so they sold all my coins. And then what they did is they bought all this YFDAI, you see, with my money. 1,900, 1,900, look at this, these mother... Dunkers. All right, but you know what? Money doesn't control me, and I can make it back faster than fast. And you know what? Letting them eat my soul and even think about them for 1 second is way worse. So, them, I don't like to swear, but them, man. Them in my account with their dirty hands buying YFDAI like a bunch of scumbags. Reason why this coin went up to the beyond belief. So they picked it, and whatever. And so how do they do it? And then look what they did. And then they sold it off. And so I woke up. What I don't understand is they buy it at the high on the other end of their site, right? And then when it went all the way down, they sell it at the lows. Why they even sell it at the end? Just to piss me off, right? Just to make an extra bang. I sold this last one at 108. And look, of course, it went up to 180, 190. I would have got to double my money back. But I wake up in the morning, and you know what's kind of cute? The person feel like they knew me. You know why? They left 333 YFDAI. I swear on my life. I forgot to tell everybody this. I get to my account, there's 333 YFDAI. So whoever did it knew to leave 333 YFDAI in my account. And to me, that's someone who knows me. You know? Like, it's kind of creepy, right? I swear on my life, 333 YFDAI sitting in my account when I wake up. And I'm like, true story. True story. So, also, I was warned 2 or 3 days ago that there was an issue with APIs, and I didn't believe it. My fault. This is my fault, 100%, and I'll explain. So, again, another one of my mentors and someone close to me, too, told everyone, watch the APIs, at least delete ones and make new ones. And I said, but what can they do? They can't steal my money. They can't withdraw. I had whitelist API. You know, I have all the extra precautions. And I was like, I know that. So I was just like, Mr. I know it all. Again, me. Mr. I think it's, you know, I get it. And, man, I should have just went in and changed my API. Then last night as I'm going to bed, I noticed my account's up $6,000, but I think it's just a glitch because I'm tired or something. I can't, you know, you don't know what you see. You're like, or was I wrong the day before? I'm like 90? Really? And had I found it right then, you know, it's kind of good I didn't, because had I found it right then, I would have been in on the pump and I would have had to sell into YFDAI and I would have made like 10 grand. So, you know what I mean? Good or bad, but you know what I mean? So, you know what? I took a hit. And you can see, look, they bought 1,996, 1,996, 1,996. What I don't understand is I'm still trying to see exactly how much they nabbed or what they depleted me of, right? Because it says average price filled, but the average price should show the price of the thing, not the USDT. That's what's strange to me. Like average price 40. You see what I'm saying? Average price 108. That makes sense. Oh, no, it was that. Oh, yeah, they raised the price. Oh, wow, it went up that much. Wow. So they had me buy it at the highs. They had me buying it at $3,700 a coin. See? So they had me buying it at the highs. Wow. And look, I think it went. What did it do? It did something stupid. Yeah, so it went up to 6. So they doubled my money at one point. That makes sense. That's why they used $6,000. They had made me $6,000. I looked at my account last night and I was up $6,000. I should have freaking, dude. And I closed my account. I seen it and I couldn't figure out. I was like, why is my account up $6,000? I would have slapped the APIs, looked at it, seen the buys, seen that I was in a huge position in YFI, and been like, yo, what is going on here? I would have dabbed out with all my money back. Man. So I was close to actually, you know, I seen it. But I do so much, everybody. And yesterday I taught class. This is my day yesterday. No lie. True story. Woke up, right? Did my update for my trading group. You know, go through the charts, get ready. And then we have Fed. We have the Fed meeting coming today too. We got so much coming at us. Like, it's insane, right? As a family, as a unit, as a group, as everyone here. If you're with me, then you're with me. You're with me with the charts, but you're with me for the life. You know, you're with me in this crypto battle, right? So, and it's still a beautiful time to be alive. Bitcoin pumping at 18K. I woke up today. I have my legs today. I have my arms, my ears, my eyes, my legs. I can taste. I got everything. I was sick last week. I'm not sick anymore, you know? So, like, you know, if you told me that I could, that I wasn't going to lose 10K, but I had to be sick for a month straight, I'd give you the 10K. I really would. You know, I mean, I guess I'm in that position, but I couldn't. I'd much rather be healthy than be sick. So the point of the story is, like, I realized so much about life when you get sick. And last week, I'm telling you when I was sick, I was like, couldn't get out of bed sick. And it's never like that for me. You know, I looked at a screen, I looked at Bitcoin, it made me nauseous. And my whole life is Bitcoin. And I was like, what's up with me? How can I do this? I was like, I'm in a trading group. Everyone looks up to me and I can't even move. It was like the worst feeling in the world. Like, I've been sick before, but not with the trading group. You know, not on YouTube. Like, not when I was running a community. So, like, being sick when I had people, like, looking up to me, like, felt horrible. So, like, I feel worse about that than I do about losing this money. You know? So, like, it is what it is. We're going to go through trials and tribulations every single day. Let's talk about how it happened. I use 3 commas to lock into my account, right? 3commas.io. Be careful right now. I don't open up 3 commas at the present moment. Just halt. But I use 3 commas, and what it does is I use what's called an API key. If you go down in here and you go to API management, you can click on that. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of my account after everything. But you hit API management, and what you'll see is you'll be able to make a key, and you'll get 2 things. You'll get like a secret key and a phrase, usually. And they're both long. They look like, kind of like hardware wallets. They're really long. And you paste them into 3 commas, and it's able to see your account, and it's able to make trades. So you're able to buy and sell things. You can never withdraw. So you feel comfortable. Like, all right, anyone, and you never think someone can use your entire account for liquidity. You see what I'm saying? And that's just what they did to me, right? And they eventually lowered my account by however much you see here. Like, they turned a nice let's see, we got 2,000. There's a nice $5,000 buy they made there, a nice chunk. 2,000, 7,000. Now over here it says, the average price. Yeah, so they get 2,000. So let's see what they did exactly here. Because I was actually confused for a second, but now I realized that just was the price. Right? So luckily they tried the first time. They only got filled 145. And I might have been able to get it, So 2, 4, 6 grand, and then the 5, 11 grand. So they took me for 11,000. 11,000 in total, which is pretty whack, First time in my life I was ever hacked or been messed with, or my funds have been ever in my entire life. First time. Actually, I was in the bunny hack. I had bunny too. But to me, it was free money, but it was $25,000. So I guess now in crypto now I've lost, 36 grand in total in just, but I've made more than I lost. So, you know what? May that money make it to some bum scammer, and may something, whatever happened to happen, and may it end up in the hands where it needs to go for some whatever way it is supposed to happen. I mean, I wish it could have been done better. I could have used that for so many other things. And the sad thing is, I know how to 10x. I know how to 20x. Like, when I see 10 grand, I see 200, I see 300. I see money that I know I could easily multiply. So I feel like a fool today. I'm coming out there and just being me. It is what it is. I can't believe it, And it's through API though, API. Like, and I used it for 5 years. What if I used to have so much more in my account. And oh my gosh, I used to have so much more in my account. And I had recently just transferred, so thank the heavens it wasn't worse. I'm already feeling better with each and every, letting it out here right now is making it better. So, and so how they did it was somehow the APIs at 3 commas were compromised. We don't know how. Did an employee inside take it? Was it through their secure server where they have it unencrypted? What happened? What's going on? Where do we stand? Luckily there was money in my main balance that they could not get. Shout out to KuCoin. KuCoin gives your assets in a main account and a trading account, and you have to transfer from the main account to the trading account. This protected me because there was 6 grand in USD sitting in the main account that was unable to get accessed. So they weren't able to drain me for everything. You see? And so because KuCoin keeps that separation, so shout out to KuCoin, staying blessed, man, with the main account and the trading account. And I used to think it's so annoying, man. I got to send money to my trading account every day. Now I know how blessed I am. Because that USD would have been just sitting there, they would have used it, the same thing, and they would have been added to it would have been a 17K run on me, right? So add me to the list of people that get banged out in the game. But you know what? I'm in the Wild West. I'm a big boy. I can do, I'm doing what I do, and I can handle it. So with that being said, let's jump into Bitcoin, and let's have a good day. It is what it is. So just delete your API keys from KuCoin. Go right to KuCoin, go to API management, and go right into the back end and delete every single API key right now for a little while until we get things figured out, in my humble opinion. Okay? And right now we'll have to trade on exchange for the next couple days, and it is what it is. Of course, on my way to Florida Saturday morning, always something right before my vacation. Last time it was Sam Bankman-Fried's collapse as I went to Florida, literally. And here we go, you know. So I'll be licking my wounds the whole time I'm there. As I say it out loud, I still can't believe it. Like, me, Samuel JP, like, the Crypto Lifer, they actually sniped me, man. I can't believe they got me. I'm the ungottable, like, you know. I can't believe they got me. It's all good. Let's move on. Let's do what we do, which is have fun every single day. I'm blessed to have a community. I'm blessed to have everybody here on the live. I'm blessed. So shout out to each and every one of you. May God bless you all for being here. Thank you so much for sticking through with the Lifer. And there's still gains to be had. There's still gains to be made. I'll still trade Mex Global all day long, right? I could trade KuCoin. Nothing happened to my KuCoin account, right? It was my own accord of making an API. So, right? A man who's strong is a man who blames himself and moves on. Nothing else we can do here. All right. So here we go. Let's see what's happening in Bitcoin land. 1 hour time frame. Overbought. Bearish divergence beginning to form. What is bearish divergence? It's when the RSI is swinging down, but price action is swinging to the upside. Tells you that you have a little bit of a compromise there and that you're going to have to pull back in some way, shape, or form for Bitcoin, right? We did get this pump, right? Measured move is bigger if you take the whole bowl here, wick to wick. We could end up at 18,596 at a bit of a short squeeze, but only time will tell. We'll go to Bookmap in a second too, and we'll take a look at Bookmap, as we all do together, into the Bookmap cam. But that's when we go to Bookmap cam. We won't go right now, right away, all right? We'll let it load up, though, and get some juice up in it. And once it's nice and juicy and ready to go, we'll fly on over to the Bookmap cam. You know, there's things that could happen today that could change my life in such a different way, right? And so, you know, everyone's whole and healthy in my life. I didn't, you know, I came back from whatever that thing was, and I'm fine. So, my kids are homesick, you know. Today, my kids are homesick. So, and now you got people trading YFDAI thinking it's hot, and I don't even want to look at it. It makes me sick to my stomach. Man. I hope, you know, not as many people got hurt. That's just what I hope. Slick Willies, man. My house got flooded during Ian, so I'm in North Carolina mountains till April. Just a little spot. They caught my spot. They got me on the spot. Shout out to the 468 people. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Still watching these high coins, man. You know, high doodle. A little extended now on the 4 hour, though. I would wait. It looks so beat up. Pull a Fibonacci and let it chill. But, I mean, they could cook on the small time frames. Somewhat of a descender in a way, too, though. Like a real flat bottom. Not amazing, but these things, it's like if they ain't broke, don't fix it. These things just keep pumping. Yesterday, one of them hit for another like 16 to 20 before it got slammed. But high risk, high reward for me. But oversold in the stochastic, something I'm going to look at. Very high risk. KOK took a huge move to the upside. 60% for KOK. SDL. Now I'm wondering, like, is every day one of these just someone getting smacked around? The Metaverse. I personally like to look at the daily on everything and check out where the daily sits. And if the daily ain't in my favor, like, I'm not too, like, the daily there has a bit of a move there for acquire, right? That's how I look at it. Let's go back to BTC. Also, last 2 weeks of December, everybody, they're not like, they've never been like, oh my God. Like, people do say there's a Santa rally and all that, but that's in a bull market. Like, That's when things are really starting to get ripe and ready for a big year. And you have like, everyone's going to talk about the alt spring. And, you know, there's all this like renaissance talk and just not, you know, it's just, that's a completely different feeling. You never know there could be a Santa rally, but at the same time, like, I see this year as more of like a year where people are selling out of things, getting in and out of stuff, you know, and just, you know, handling their business, you know, so. So this all this hacker made me do is now I have to make a win like of $7,000 in the next 2 weeks, right? So that the loss that he gave me will just balance to zero, right? And because he did throw a loss on my balance sheet, technically, right? He just threw like a $11,000 loss on my balance sheet. So now I got to make $11,000 to even up. And the rest of my life, for the next 20, 30 years, I might have lost a few more trades anyway, right? Maybe another 10 or 20, 30, who knows, right? You know, as write-offs against my wins, right? In the next 20, 30 years of trade. So, will I remember the 11? I say, no, I'll be all right. So that's how I look at things, man. I zoom out into the long term of things, and I say, you know what? I'm going to be all right, you know? I did learn. I guess what I did learn is, like, you never know. You never know. And I had a chance, actually, to back out for a couple days now. And I waited and waited. And I was okay until last night, too. So it's on me, man. It's on me. I got complacent. Like, that's the true story. Like, I got complacent. Last night, I could have easily just deleted the APIs and, like, it would have been over. It is what it is. It is what it is. So I still do see a bearish divergence forming here. You know, we have to heed that and understand that that's definitely possible. All right. And we'll take a look at where we're going now. What do I see happening for the rest of the day? Bookmap acting funny, man. So you're still looking at a possible move up to 18,004, all right? One thing I want to discuss, too, that I've been going over, and I said this for days. If you're on my channel, I gave you the special sauce. How did I give it to you? Well, I harped like an old woman. I shouldn't say, but I harped like an old man. But I harped like a teacher, and I kept talking about whenever price action on the 4-hour closes a candle above the 200 SMA, it's usually a beautiful time to long, and boom, you get the push up. Here you bounced. But, like, beautiful time to long. And once it closes below, beautiful time to short. And right there, it closed above, beautiful time to long. And you just seen, there's gains, there was gains. And I just went over all the times it did it. There was gains there. There, once the second or third candle closed, boom. This one closed below, huge short. This one closed above, huge long. This one closed above, huge long. So every single time, there was a good swing trade to the upside every single time. Like, it never failed. And lo and behold, the second a 4-hour candle closed above this, boom, right? And we had the tight moving average. We had a golden cross. The 50 crossed the 200 simple, okay? These are things that I was discussing. I even discussed that we were likely to get to the 200 simple when the moving averages were tight. Because whenever the tight moving averages here get tight and the 200's away, you're going to move up to it. And then we showed you the shoulder, head, and the shoulder. We've been all over this move since the beginning of it happening. And we talked about how desperate we had to get above this point of control. And if you get above this point of control, look how much likely you can get all the way up to 19,000. There's not much liquidity in the middle. It says that we're going to get to this node. We're on our way to this node at 19,191. You see? It seems to be where we're traveling to and where we're going to be on our way towards. So that's definitely something I'm looking at. It all starts with the idea that, and I taught my students this, how many people learned this with me in the last month? And this is the thing. I never know exactly what techniques I'm going to be able to teach you until the techniques appear for me to teach you them. So that's why it's key to be in the trading group and to really just stick with me and know that you're in a school and you're learning. And the more you learn, the more you're going to understand. And together, we're going to figure it out. And we're going to follow through together. And we're going to learn and we're going to make it through. Okay? And this is the key. Because if someone had showed me this before, it would have blown my mind. But the idea was that you're going to jettison up. You're going to move. Price action is going to pump up to meet the 200 SMA somewhere in these areas. You don't know exactly where, but it's a general idea that it's going to happen. You also have the shoulder, head, and the shoulder to give you the idea, but, and that's how you build confluence. But this was something that I called, something that I talked about, something that I teach, something that I preached. Who picked up on this? That's a fact. Lifer called this week to a T. RPM 7. Yes, sir. That's the bottom of the Wyckoff accumulation TR. If Bitcoin enters its successful test, the accumulation of Bitcoin will head to 25K. Break it for the SOS and break up and rock it to 40. Trust me. Black Ops David. Hey, you never know, David. I'm with it. At JediMon, I would sell while still almost 6K. It's up like 400%. Gonna come down hard. So they managed to manipulate price and volume with the hack. Exactly. Definitely, because they put everyone on one side and so shady, right? They pumped it up really high and were able to sell off. So they used me as just pump liquidity, right? They used me to pump the price. Like they used my account to buy in. They're such scumbags, man. Sam, I'm stuck with 32 YFDAI. What should I do? I just sold mine. Lifer, could you lay 2010 bottom fractal over Bitcoin 4-hour currently? Same bottom look. The 2010 bottom fractal over Bitcoin 4-hour currently. Same bottom look. Black Ops David. Interesting. He's saying go to the 2019 bottom for Bitcoin. On like the daily though, you gotta right? So here's this one right here. Let's see what he's saying. I'm with it. I'm willing to take a gander on it. I don't know, like what exactly we're trying to find though. I mean, anyone can do this type of stuff. I don't know. It can be like, to me, I used to do it a lot more. And I'll do it when I'm finding a pattern that I've played before that's giving me renaissance, like some type of resonance. But, yeah. Anyway, the idea is that price action on the 4 hour is going to jettison up to the 200 simple SMA. Remember this. This will happen on many altcoins behind Bitcoin. And it's almost like a conveyor belt. Boom, 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 right? And it can play. Once we got above it, look, we hit it, we ran it, and then the idea is you open up a long anytime once you're back above the zone. Stop loss, somewhat trailing below the 200 SMA, technically, right, if that's possible. And then, boom. Then it could have been down for a while, back up to break even here, and then boom, it's gone. Or even just waiting for it to possibly retest, And again, that's where pattern trading comes in, because you like to buy, like buying the bottom of the pattern is the OG move, boom, or into the red at least. So that's how using moving averages and a pattern can change your life or change the way you look at things. And then you're also going to know exactly where we're going because you got the measured move, right? It's about the length of the back end of the triangle every time. And then what brings me to the next zone is this is our next area where, here we had resistance. We broke through that, but we have our next resistance right here too. And these are the two areas that you're really looking for to get above. And it's obvious too, like I'm showing you the liquidity zone, that we're in the low liquidity zone now, on our way back up to the point of control. And this is this is the key. Okay, this is the key. Shout out to all you beautiful people on the live stream. Thank you for being here. 532 lifers, baby. I love you. I love you and you and you and you and you and you. But seriously, I really do. I'm in love with life right now because that's all I got. Everything else is in shambles. But I got my life, I got my health, I got my lifers, right? And we can make it through if we stay strong and we push forward at the speed of light. Putting the lemon into the water, taking a big chug of that lemon water, getting hydrated, baby. And as long as I stay true to my body, stay true to my mind, everything will be all right and be fine. We'll make it through, baby. We will make it through. We will make it through. Dang. See if she'll load up for me one more time, baby. Hit me one more time now. Hit me one more time. Sorry about the blast off there. Man, I'm just so happy to be alive. You know, I'm lucky to lose money, man. Some people don't even have a life to have, right? So, everyone waking up now, selling off their YFDAI. Like, what the heck happened? Bunch of scumbags, man. Remember, I was looking at highs in 4. That thing just... What a mess. Went up, came back up, eventually was up huge. Look at that. Insane. 93% on a wick. Like, this is nuts. Honestly, look, would never have gotten stopped out at all from that initial trade. Isn't that crazy? It actually would still be up like a tiny bit. But initially went up 16 and then turned into a mess. That's it. These things are crazy, these high coins. Craziness going on. Tidal pumping in the midst of all that. Tidal finance. Nice little move. And look, again, like you get the tight moving averages. All right. If you want to, you got your MACD showing lack of momentum in either side. That's, sideways behavior. Almost a shoulder head and a shoulder there. And you're at this high point of control. If you get above it, boom. And you're back, well, where would I want to take profits? Well, I take the length of the base of the triangle. And this is just, this is education. It's something you could do anywhere on anything, on any asset in the world, right? And there you have a swing trade, right? And so it doesn't take long to get into the swing of this, 3%, 5%, 6% stash it, keep it on going and keeping it. No, I'm just messing around. But it's like there was a rhyme to it. But the idea is that, keeping it stashed and stashed, that's what I'm all about. So taking whatever I can and moving on. Not being greedy over and over and over again. I'd rather sell early than wait to watch my bag go up and down and disappear. So, bam. So, and that I didn't trade this. I'm not putting, I'm just kind of like looking at things that I actually did miss. Like I missed this today. I didn't see it, and hey, you might miss something. Don't beat yourself up. Learn how you could have hit it, right? And this is what I call my emerging cup and handles. All right, I made these terms up, like the cup and handles moving to the upside a little bit through the zone, an emerging cup and handle. It's interesting. And then I have like slanted cup and handles, like diverging, all types of things. We talked about TON, remember? And that thing just kept ripping. Eventually would rip all the way up 62%. Now still holding a gain of 41 since I put it out there, And all I did is do what I just showed you now, right? Let's go back in time and say, how did the Crypto Lifer figure out how to trade TON? Like, what was it, So TON, T-O-N. First, I have an alert system that tells me when new coins are coming out on KuCoin. Every day I can go to it, scan through it, and see, okay, some new coins are coming on out. And I see TON was a new coin that was coming out on KuCoin. So we knew that. That was already on the radar. That was ready to go. We were all set, okay? So I looked at it, and look, I like to delete everything and just leave my indicators on. And so a normal person just sees squiggly lines, right? I saw opportunity. I immediately looked at this and was like, okay, what's going on here? I said, well, I got a trend line. I said, I got another trend line. I said, wow, I got some tightness here. I said, well, I got a point of control. I said, that hugs that point of control and can hang out. I said, there's some movement. I said, well, how much can it get? I said, well, we'll get the length of the pole, really. From this wick to that wick, you know. You can almost get a little, you can push it, or you can be more conservative. Depends on the trading style, how you play it. And it told me, you know, with a little bit of a slant and a move, that we could get some gains. If it could hold that point of control and the trend line, right? I was looking at 30, maybe 40, something like that. And so this is how I begin to build the trade. And then I, look at the bigger time frame too, like the daily. Doesn't have a lot of information. I go back in time to the 22, 12 hour, right? 12 hour was pointing down. 6 hour was very oversold. 4 hour was very oversold. So the big boy time frame was showing signs of life to me. Moving averages were getting tight. 200 simple, it just showed up on the 4 hour and was, parallel with the pattern, which I know is a bullish sign. And lack of bearish momentum on the MACD here. As it was a smaller hill, looked like we were curving up. Oversold in the RSI. So you wait for maybe, the stochastic to go down one more time. You can even play, a trade on the 4 hour with a stop loss below these areas. For me personally, I just look for support and resistance, try to get one or two below, and not nestle myself into a trade, And this is the idea behind, and boom. And to me, trading, if I only had like $500 to $1,000 and $2,000 and I began trading, a smaller coin on KuCoin is it does have less liquidity, but your bags aren't huge, right? So when I first started trading, I was trading these smaller coins because they were giving me the good returns. Able to make $250 out of 500. 31% out of $500 ain't bad, right? Hell, 31% out of $100 ain't bad. That's $31, So that to me is like how I basically began to build, and that's why I love KuCoin and I love Mex Global in these smaller places, because you don't have to you can use leverage if you want 110%, like anyone can, but you can also trade spot if you want to too, and then you can learn with spot if you want to eventually, go on to whatever else you want to trade and go on to your next level, right? So yeah, I just, if you're a true beginner too and you're watching the show, I commend you for jumping on into crypto in a time where things aren't easy. Things aren't easy at all. And I remember being in crypto, and honestly, even my time was a bit crazy because they had SegWit. Bitcoin was going to battle Bitcoin Cash, and it was like, which one was it? And the miners were going back and forth, and there was just no real way of telling what was going to happen and what was going on, and it was pretty intense. And it almost looked like Bitcoin was going to lose the war, and which was going to be the real Bitcoin. And I thought I had picked the real Bitcoin, which was Bitcoin now, and I'm like, what's going on? And to me, it was mind-boggling. And honestly, that time was even worse than this time. At least I know which Bitcoin's going to be the Bitcoin this time. That was insanity, right? So we talked about LOKA. It did bounce off this 786 area here in the Fibonacci. Went up 32%. League of Kingdoms, all right? And now, to me, it's all about this daily time frame. I want to check to see what coins are on the daily, showing signs of life. And, LOKA is starting to form some type of, funky pattern. I almost just want to put it here. I mean, it's in this channel. Getting oversold on that daily, showing some signs of life. A little beat up there for LOKA, though. These are metaverse coins. So back to Bitcoin. What do I see happening to Bitcoin later on today? All right. What do I see happening to Bitcoin later today? Word, we have a winner, man. We have a winner. Excellent. Excelente. Oh my God, that hurts the head. Don't do that. Stare off into the abyss of the abyss of the abyss of the abyss of the abyss. No, so look at this. This is Bookmap. This is what we're looking at. And we're looking just at the liquidity. And it does want to reach for the stars. It's saying, man, I really want that 18,005 order of 1,700 Bitcoins. And you don't see really anything else low. So it's giving us a sign that there could be a move for Bookmap to the upside here. Just, back into 18,002, maybe even 18,500. So could corroborate the story. And the daily would just have to stay pinned, and so would the 4-hour, but they're very, very overbought. And so is the, every single time frame is overbought, but that doesn't mean the 7 can't pull the Hail Mary, right? So we put the flag on the 7-minute because this is kind of how we do. And then we see Bookmap also wants to kind of go for it. Can we get a move to the upside here? All the way to the next really resistance point, 18,003, 18,400 out of the flag. We'll watch the 7-minute. The 7-minute may actually give us some love here. And only time will tell. But many times we've seen this. A lot of people are going to start shorting. They're going to see that the market's overheated, and they're going to think it's a good time because, and they've been waiting and they've been patient. And they believe it's the right thing to do. And it feels right. But they may end up getting liquidated here. So we're going to watch. We're going to keep the liquidations on here for Bookmap, and we're going to figure it out internally. Seems like Bookmap I might have to. We're going to make it through. JB. So we're going to watch the flag on the 7-minute for BTC. This is starting to brew. Also, people are expecting 0.5 basis point for the Fed meeting coming out today. Remember, the Fed is going to speak today at about 2:30. I believe that's the exact time. Can I get a check on the exact time, team? Fed is live, set for 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live covering the Fed meeting today at 2 p.m. I can't wait to see that. Shout out to the 200. Remember I talk about the 77 all the time? The 277 likes on the live stream. Now it's not. Oh, there it is. 277, 562 people. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. I don't want to have to call you out again there, boy. Nah, I know you love the channel. I know you just forgot. I've watched channels and actually just forgot. I've been watching someone I like. Lame is it was 2-3 years ago. I don't do it anymore. But I was watching a channel and I was like, oh man, now I just go to channels I like and just the like button, make sure I do my due diligence, right? But shout out to everybody here on the live. You're blessed. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you. And another thing we want to take a look at is we're going to take a look at ES1, which is the S&P futures. They took a nice spike. They should be trying to get a little bit of a pump with what's happening here with Jerome, right? With Jerome Powell. So look, came up, came back down harshly. Really just ended up back in the same position in a way. I'm going to turn off my moving averages so I can just watch price action here. Try to, make something of this nonsense. I guess I could call it a symmetrical triangle there. Really no other way to place that. Moving on the 1-hour time frame has some movement. Bit of a measured move too. That could take us to the next level. But again, holding above 4,000, which ain't bad. 4 hours also resetting and showing signs that it could actually bend or, hold the zone a little bit. Want to zoom out to this big picture idea for the S&P. So look, we've been looking at this here. And if we can't really get above this, if we don't see a big enough move out the zone, which so far it looks like we're getting real close, but we need to really close a candle above 4,200, 4,220 area. That's what we're looking for. And if not, we could easily begin a cascade down here, get rejected, and start down here to the bottom of the pattern again. And there's no reason why we couldn't do that. So it's crucial we stay above this point of control at about, let me bring that back in. This point of control sitting at about 39.16. Okay. It's a key area, the 3,900 area. And obviously, psychologically 4,000. It'd be nice if we don't lose those zones. But S&P, getting a little extended on the 22-hour. Daily does still have legs to go, though. And hopefully it can get us. What we want to see is we want to see this daily close a candle above this previous high. This would really make me feel a lot better about everything and believe that there's more of a rally to come for the S&P. Good news, we did just attempt to breach above the 200 simple for the first time ever. Not ever, I should say ever, but in a long time here on the S&P. If you look at the S&P futures here on the daily time frame when we zoom in, see how this candle closed, and now we have a new candle above the 200 SMA. That's a huge sign. That's when you begin to build. If you can back above the 200 SMA, you're beginning to do something right? So you're looking at Bitcoin, like, is Bitcoin going to make it back above its 200 SMA on the daily time frame? It's getting closer. This is its next hurdle. Just like the 4-hour got jettisoned up when the moving averages got tight, now the daily wants to get jettisoned up as the moving averages get tight. So the same, you'll see something happen on one time frame, and you'll see the same behavior on another time frame. So now we're looking, can Bitcoin get back above these tight moving averages? And then if it does, like I say, it's going to hit that 19K, and then even probably come up to the 20,800 area and get into this 200 SMA. Okay. RSI even has room to go. No reason why you may not see this behavior. All right. Could even get rejected. You never know, but it's starting to get, it's eventually going to happen at one point, right? And we're getting closer and closer to that behavior. We already saw it on the 4-hour. The 4-hour becomes like basically a foreshadowing of what you're going to see on the bigger time frame. All right, I've seen it many, many times in my life. It's pretty interesting. So that's our next hurdle, and that's our next idea. Can we get through these moving averages? And if so, above this point of control here at 19,250, and then we're likely to bang 20, to move up all the way to about 20,700 and to bang right into this 200 SMA. And that's how you can use moving averages to predict the future. Right? You're not going to be perfect every time, and that's why they're latent indicators, but they give you the landscape of what's happening, and that's why I use them tight, far apart. Like this, there's a method to my madness. You'll begin to understand what's going on. Okay. And I'm here to teach, so it is what it is. As long as I'm doing what I love to do, I'll be in the pocket, you'll be in the pocket, and we'll make it through together. Shout out to the 310 beautiful people hitting that like button. You people are amazing. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. So what I want to look at now too is ETH BTC, right? It's always important to see. It's the outlier. I want to see how ETH is performing against Bitcoin. Specifically on the Binance chart, I want to see where the most liquidity lies. I want to take a look at it, right? So when you're looking at here, you're seeing that this is tight, getting tighter and tighter in the channel. And there's about a 14.65% possibility of a move, right? That's the measured move here. You have a bit of an inverted slightly, right? And you've been riding this trend line for a while. It's not too shabby. You want to look at the daily and the 3-day. 3-day suggests that there could be a bit of a move to the upside off this bottom trend line. You've been hugging it. We started looking at it down here, and it's up since, it's up about 14, 16%. So one Bitcoin would be up still about 16% had it been placed into ETH when we first looked at it here back in October 4th. Again, this is just an idea, but that's, that's definitely a trade we talked about, went over. I remember someone actually showing me the trade, like, yo, man, I'm up like a nice percent. I was like, wow. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't tell anyone what to do. People just, learn the same thing. Or some people have a very similar trading style to mine, and they see the same thing that I see, right? But here you saw the bounce off the 200 SMA. Again, the 200 SMA playing a role in the chart, playing a role in the game on the 3-day chart here, okay? Let's get back into Bookmap. If it's going to ruin the computer, I might as well use it. So 18,100, right? Battling through here. And we see we got this, huge point. And we just see some good short liquidations in the zone there. 5,006 accounts just got liquidated. So we can see, we're starting to test the waters here of what's possible, starting to get further up into the 18,000 region. Looks like we want to jump into here to 18,200. It kind of looks like we kind of did already. But says it may want to go up even more a little bit into the zone. And then again, we have this sell wall at 18,005 waiting for us there, which is also the end of my little flag that says kind of where we're going to go. One last hurrah, and then we do have some bearish divvy. Okay. Are the shorts in play right now? Is that the key? We'll take a look, and we'll see. Fed getting dovishes. That's why we're pumping. Are we going to see a massive dump later on when the Fed changes their tune to 0.75? And is everything going to go haywire? I don't think so, but you never know. I'm open-minded. That's why we're going to be covering it, and I'll be back later on going over the Fed meeting around 2 p.m., right? It'll be you and me together again, and we will be having a blast getting it in. We'll be watching Bitcoin as it moves on the smaller time frames and listening to Jer Powell as he makes remarks about the financial and just the questions. I love the questions. The questions actually weren't too bad last time. There was some real journalists in the crowd that were asking some serious questions, and it was fun to hear it. And I'm excited to see what they're going to ask again. We'll probably never get a real answer, but it's fun to watch him dance because he teaches me a lot. I'm like, wow, that's how you do it, huh? If I'm ever integrated, I'll be like, I just got to remember him. Like, I got to nail that. So funny, right? Jerpa. Looking at the bigger gainers, we still have some, I can't speak on this anymore. But we still have some other bigger gainers in the game. High Squiggle, MC, D-Pat. Interesting. Heinz and 14%. Back in the game. High Punks. It's all about the highs again. Tidal. Tons still holding the gain though. Interesting enough. Let's take a look at XRP. How's it holding up through the case? What do the charts say? Right? What are we seeing for XRP? Well, you can see the work there. And I still have, a bit of a strong support zone there for the XRP. So, look. Boom. Boom. And to me, it does have some cup and handle vibes. I can almost say it fell back inside a pattern in a way. 3-day chart's getting oversold again. XRP, it could come down lower and bounce off the trend line one more time or bounce off this point of control. But XRP at 39 cents seems to be holding pretty well. Very, very oversold in that lack of bearish momentum. You got falling volume with falling price. Can you get a reversal on the 3-day chart for XRP? Tight moving averages pump you back up to the SMA. If Bitcoin has a bit of a recovery, everything else will too as well. I believe inflation may start dropping faster than we realize. If that's the case, we will see a pretty good move. So I'm excited to see what comes for 2023. Instead of being scared and worried, I'm excited and brave and ready. Right? Fortune favors the brave. Remember that. So when you're brave, you will probably likely receive more fortune. Not every time. I'm not guaranteeing that to anybody, but it's the story of history, right? And if you trade history, then that's kind of the story. So look, more short liquidations now getting tested. 14,000 and 4 liquidations. A little more money getting liquidated too as well as we breach into 18,110. So Bitcoin brewing up a little bit, right? And our little 7-minute flag maybe getting some love here. Starting to break above the top of the trend line. We'll see. No guarantees, but right now it's starting, and you're oversold on the stochastics RSI, showing you that there's signs of life here for a move to the upside. 18,111 holding, about to liquidate the shorts, baby. I think we're about to watch a 7-minute short liquidation on Bookmap, and this is why I love Bookmap. This is why we use it so much, and this is what I was talking about yesterday, and now we get to do it live here yet again. And they just don't listen. The shorts just won't listen. They're going to pile on in again and get liquidated again. It's only a matter of time now. And it looks like Bitcoin will even at least touch 18,251 time to at least liquidate as many people as humanly possible and then get a bit of move back to the upside. Shout out to the 333 beautiful people hitting that like button. You people are amazing. Shout out to each and every one of you. If you like Bookmap, I have links to Global and Global Plus and all their subscription services that they have, and you will have access to that. And it'll be better than any discount you see anywhere else. I do love them. They do help me. I affiliate with them. And I get a commission from the links. I love Bookmap. I use it every day. You can see why. I even like the way it looks. It's kind of interesting. Seems intimidating at first. People look at the bubbles and they say, what am I looking at? And they freak out. But if they just take a deep breath and relax, realize that it's all good. It's just showing you who's on the book. That's all. Just showing you who's on the book. 1,349 people want to sell Bitcoin at 18,200. So we got some orders. We got some orders to fill. That's a lot of people asking for cheeseburgers outside the cheeseburger joint. Feed those people. Get the price into that zone so we can feed those people. We can close those. We can close that. And then you got 1,700 Bitcoin, 1,800 Bitcoin attempting to be sold at 18,005. And you even have a guy kind of stranded out here at 1,100 at 18,008. You don't have really any fatter orders down here. It's way order up on the top of the book than it is at the bottom of the book. You can see it's thicker. And the heat, a heat map. That's why we call it Bookmap. It's like a heat map with an order book. And the heat map is showing you there's just more heat further up at the top. Now, it also can mean that we could get sold off there. Once we get through it, we're going to have to get the liquidity to get through there. But, with a big shift in a move of volume, it looks like we could maybe eat up some of these orders and we could begin to fill. So let's see if the whales want to play and if they want to fill their bags up at 18,002. My TA on the 7-minute suggests there's a possibility. 7 minutes, a tiny time frame. I don't like to really trade anything bigger than that, and I'm not going to give it too much prowess or, like the 4-hour, I'll give respect. The daily is a lot more respect. 7-minute is a 7-minute. However, I've seen what we call the 7-minute Hail Mary, which is a just unexpected move on a smaller time frame. A Hail Mary is an unexpected move on a smaller time frame that you never would have thought possible that occurs. Okay. So there you have it. Right now, I want to look at total. We've been on total, and why do we? Actually, I want to keep this chart here, and I'll jump from XRP. XRP in this cup and handle suggests that we can get all the way to 66 cents, and get up there from 0.3933 up to 66 cents for XRP, possibly in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Suggests the coup de handle. It stays above this point of control, and we have a high likelihood of getting all the way to this high volume node back at 84. Some good news coming out of this whole case. We shall see. Only time will tell. 39333. See the 333 appears whenever I appear. It's like there. I'm like, make it appear. There it goes. Now it's gone. Right? It's gone, but it happens when I'm there, and then it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Disappears. It's like magic. It is creepy. Don't worry about it. Something's going on, but you'll be all right. Keep coming back. No, so this is a beautiful thing. All right. I'm super happy right now because, I was chirping and chopping about 825 bill, right? You saw me. I was screaming about it, and I was saying, this isn't good. I don't want to see this, yada, 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 yada. So look, we started with this idea here. I know we got a lot of lines. We started with this idea that we're in this beautiful, tight channel. We needed to hold the channel. We fell out of the channel clear as day, and we went below 800 bill. And I don't know if the whales watch my channel or whatever, but I kept saying $800 billion, $800 billion. Like, we must hold 800 billion. That's kind of the key to our next way out to 1 trill, and that's our way on out to the move, right? And we lost it. And it was pretty sad down here. And I was drawing this bear flag, and I was like, man, unless we can do a short squeeze and get our way back up inside this pattern. And then we did a beautiful bearish test. We popped back up and couldn't get back in, which looked exactly like a bearish retest. Then we bounced here, and then boom, the short squeeze was kicked in, and we got the huge move to the upside for Bitcoin, right, in the whole market, and we bounced back up. But then there was this resistance area, and it was like, well, whatever, we could still fall down from 825, and then what happens? And we blasted through it to $837 billion. This is a good sign. Today, as we speak, right now, money getting poured into risk-on assets. I believe there's reports of inflation starting to drop faster than realized. And I could see it, That's why I called a move back on the S&P a month ago. Looked like the S&P would reverse on a move, and it did. So far, that's been a stone cold call on the S&P, right? So I was trying to get ready for the Fed meeting, so that random news there. The crypto crash, though. So here we go, and this is kind of what I watch. I watch this smaller time frame flag, right? If we can handle it, maybe not. If we can't, we can. It all depends. We might just start to dump down here. Anything is possible. The bigger time frames are very overbought, and we're seeing some bearish divergence. So, but back above 18,000, pretty big move considering Bitcoin was just 16,600, 15,800 not too long ago, right? So the volatility of Bitcoin proves its worth in trading. Sometimes all you have to do is trade BTC to get by. You can trade BTC 3Ls. For me, it's 3S and 3L tokens quite easily, in and out. And that's how that's basically how, like some days when I'm just looking at the whole market and there's not much else to go on, I do trade Bitcoin by itself, right? And honestly, it's like your friend. You get to know an asset when you trade it so much, you become more comfortable trading it. Just how it works. So you can see back at Bookmap just defending the 18,700 area, 70 area. Going in right now, so to speak. But there's definitely more buyers than sellers right now with the cumulative volume delta. exactly what it is. Cumulative, ultim, and the delta. The delta is just plus the minus, right? How many you have on either side, and then you give your, so cumulative volume delta. Don't be scared by big words. It's not even a big word, but I guess cumulative. Many things put together, right? Cumulative, like. AVAX is a project I really like. I believe it's going to be here long term. I believe it's going to do something big for, for its community and for the people that created it. Hope they don't get, jacked and smacked and hacked too much like everything else in this game. But yeah, AVAX has been on my radar, right? It's up a little bit from entry. Didn't hit the stop, but, I see it could be breaching. Basically did the Bitcoin thing, fell back inside the channel. Overbought, though, in the 4-hour time frame. A lot of things are, so don't get too hyped by this rally. Like, it's cool. It got us above some certain zones. Like, it got us away from 16K. You have to look at it. That's how I look at, like, a big move. Like, it got us away from the lower low. Like, we can now breathe a little bit and extend ourselves to another area, right? But it doesn't mean, like, we're guaranteed to be up all the time. And there's, pullbacks are obviously going to come, right? Is Doge going to have a big move is the question. I just want to kind of analyze that and take a look at Doge for the moment. I'll redraw all my hypothesis here and see what I'm seeing. But I mean, so far we can see Doge is technically in that, holding that trend and hitting this trend. And yeah, I mean, it's at the precipice of something happening, in my humble opinion. Some type of news. Show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Write this down, but this says that some news is coming out for Doge. And it's going to pump nice, right? The daily is looking really, really good for a possible move to the upside. 100% gain back to 18 cents. Something's brewing for Doge. Something's saying, hey, there's a chance that Doge does make a bit of a move here to the upside. Okay. 9.98% possibly gains coming out of Doge. I like what I'm seeing there. 3-day and the 4-day both suggest we could get a flip, which ain't bad. I like what where the daily's at. 22 hours looking great. 4 hours over a little extended, but could come up and down and do squiggles. It doesn't have to ruin everything, but it's not perfect. It adds risk to the trade. 1 hour time frame also needs to come on down, so I'd wait for possibly a better entry, but I like what I'm seeing for Doge on this daily time frame in this 22 hour. And it behooves me to believe something is brewing for Doge. Something is brewing here. And even if it pumps a tiny bit, it looks like something's coming. Who knows? It's got a very large market cap, so it can't just move on a whim. We're going to have some type of catalyst of news. But Doge, on the radar for me personally, charts whispering things to me. It's saying, hey, I'm tight with the moving averages. I begin to think about building a position in Doge, which I already had. Now it's gone. Can't believe that. It is what it is, man. Got to move on. Take a deep breath and just move on. Man. Okay. Boom. Tight moving averages. Make sure that's right. Okay, cool. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 650 beautiful faces. I love you all. Thank you for jumping on in. Back to the back to the Crypto Lifer show. I appreciate you all for being here. May you have a blessed day. And you know what? We're getting through these crazy times. If you've noticed or watched earlier on the channel, I took a hack through my API of my 3 commas account. Someone was able to buy and sell a bunch of things. And they were able to, get on the other side of a trade and then liquidate all my, USDT pairs here for about a good chunk. So thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Whoever did that, you are very, very shady. And yeah, very, very shady. And you're whack. And if this is how you do it, this is how you get over on people, you know what? You'll eventually lose the ability to create for yourself, because you won't have an independent, you won't be independent of yourself. And that's the saddest thing. Like, we want strong people that don't prey on others. The human race should be meant to be, to help each other, right? Shouldn't waste our time. I shouldn't have to waste my time worried about who's trying to take me down. We should be helping each other. But I guess, there's other humans that are willing to just take other humans out. And that's what we have to watch out for every day of our lives. It's really sad. But it is what it is, right? And so these are the facts of life. These are what we have to look out for. These are the things that matter. So as long as we stay above $825 billion now, I'm good. We're actually starting to build a pretty nice move to the upside, right? And Bitcoin is recovering. The buys that I made down at that 16,000, 17,000, 15,000 are good. Thank the Lord, right? So there's a few good things to be hyped about today and to be happy about. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the love. Shout out to the $9.69 in chat revenue. You people are amazing. May you stay blessed. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate that. It's very, very nice of you. You don't have to give, but you do almost every single day, or actually every single day. You guys give and 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 give. So total market cap and DXY, right? Last but not least, we got to take a look at that dollar index. And it's interesting. Let's take a look. So we had it in this channel. Bit of like a descending triangle, kind of like just an ugly channel. Hoping it would dump to the downside. Came on, squiggle, 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 tightness. And this would dump even further. And my circle region was waiting, like, come on, you can come all the way down to my circled region and you can fill out this giant falling wedge that we have planned for you here. Now it's back to 103.77, and I am bearish on the dollar. Why? Well, I basically sold the top in the 2 week. And I mean, it's been a melee. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, almost 12 weeks now in 2 more days. 12 weeks of pain for the dollar. Now, it is getting oversold in that two week, but now the double bottom happens. Now the drainage, right? Bitcoin spent a long time down here on the 2 week chart once it got started. So now we can see some even more real. And this is where the move for Bitcoin really should come into play. And the monthly is just getting started. Okay. And look, this was Bitcoin's rally 2017. This was Bitcoin's rally right here. All right. Remember, Bitcoin's rally right here. Look, February. Look, you can see it. February, January, October of 2016 into 2017. Bitcoin starts to rally all the way into February of March of 2018. And then the rally was over, right? When the dollar had started to come back up. No more alt fund. Then we went through a multi-year bear market. That was the dollar creeping back up. Isn't this crazy? Then we have the massive move here for Bitcoin again in February 2020. May comes back around. September, I made all those buys down there. This huge dump comes down, and then by July of 2021, things start to change, and the bull run was over. And then we have a multi-year bear market where the dollar rips, and now we're back here again, getting ready for our next possible bull market. I mean, 1E, a 2E, and this one could be the big one. This one could be the real big one that really gives us a huge move to the upside. So, yeah. And both times, too. I mean, remember, we started, like, even this huge dump here started when the monthly was just around here on the stochastics RSI in these areas. Just getting started to dump like where we're at now. And even here, this one started down here with it, Matt. And, like, so we have a leg to go on this monthly stochastic for the dollar to take a nasty spill to the downside. I like my odds on Bitcoin right now. I'm going to buy some more. Definitely would load up on more BTC at these levels, And again, look, the more Bitcoin I would have bought and put on a hardware wallet, the safer I would have been. Don't have to worry about what happens to a stable coin. Don't have to worry about what's going on with so many different socioeconomic things. Just stash it, grab it, and have a Satoshi ready to go sheet. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm talking about, baby. It is what it is, It is what it is. So, shout out to everybody here on the live. How y'all doing? How my lifers doing? How's the chat doing? Let me jump on into the chat. I want to chat dive. I want to hang out with the chat. I want the show to be the chat for a few minutes here. I just shared the live stream on Twitter. So can you. Shout out to my man. Thank you for doing that. May God bless you for doing that. You're the man. Yo, that's fired, friend. What happened? What time? New levels, new devils, right? Thank you, Lakochi. God bless the life of friend, dude. My man. I'm sorry, Sam. It's all good. Scum, brother. Karma will come back around and God will make everyone whole. He moves in mysterious ways. Oh, yeah. We'll be fine. He will not be able to avoid the scales of life. I know, right? Your beginner class is awesome. Shout out to Type CRO. Thank you so much for saying that, man. May God bless you for the $4.99. Happens a lot when people take the beginner's course. They tend to come out and then send a super chat for how much they like the course. May God bless you for sending in a super chat to tell everyone and me how good the course is, man. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Been staring at Doge funny all week. It has been strange. My man, see? Bitcoin pullbacks around lunchtime every single day, right? Will Doge hit 6 cents? Yeah, when they're done trading, right? Lifer, bro, any views on MXC? Let's take a look at MXC. That thing was pumping hard too. Just in a bit of an ascending triangle, you know, holding its own right now, doing its thing. Oversold in that 4 hours, showing signs of life. Think could make some gains. Definitely, like, if anything could bump, gets above this point of control, the thing is gone. Definitely on the radar. It's also in the bullish pattern on the RSI. It's a very bullish sign. This thing could pump. It's on the radar for sure. Appreciate that, man. It's just, you know, it's slim pickings in a Fed meeting. Not a lot of people want to run on in, so it's kind of everybody's waiting. So I would watch this to see if a candle can close above the point of control. If a 4 hour. You know, that's what I want to see. If I get the 4 hour candle to close above the point of control, we're ready to go. And see, I took a hack like that. Like, just water off a duck's back, man. What are we going to do? What am I going to do? What is it going to do for me on the channel? My mentality, my energy, right? The channel as a whole and what it does and who it reaches. People don't want to hear you moping. Someone out of nowhere just hits my channel today and they see me moping, but they hear the voice. They see a guy who's confident talking about different things, even though I am talking about getting hacked, right? and at the same thing, it really wasn't a hack. It was an API error. Someone made us vulnerable. You know what I mean? Someone made us vulnerable, which is shady. They left 333 YFDAI. I find that so shady. Like, hi, you know? Pretty interesting, right? Pretty weird. Shout out to the 400 likes in the building. You people are unbelievable. May God bless each and every one of you for the love. It's the most realest crew ever, man. We are kicking through this bear market one brick at a time, one door at a time, baby. Ain't nothing stopping the lifers. Who's got their lemon water ready to go? Decalcify the pineal gland. Keep yourself right where you need to be. Boom, boom, boom. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. May God bless you all for loving life. Life is all we have. The present moment. Staying in the present. You can't spend it all if you had it all anyway, if you were in the present moment. So you just need just enough to get you through that day, and then you need enough to get you through the next day. All right? Everyone always thinks they got to have it all, and they get all this pressure from trying to have it all. When you take a deep breath, you never could have it all anyway. Couldn't spend it all if you had it. Doesn't mean you can't reach for it all. I'm not saying that. I'm saying just always be happy with your current situation and your present moment in time, because that's where you need to be. Exactly where you need to be, and that's exactly what's happening. How you're feeling, whatever happened to you, that's what you're going through for your next stage, for your next move, for your next understanding. Because life is about understanding and about figuring out where you're going. That's what it's about. There's really no other, like, that's the main. If you make that the main staple of your life, you're going to be all right. You'll be like, well, I'm a soul moving through space and time. I'm inside of some skeleton body here. You know, you can choose to think whatever you want. that's my way. And, I'm going to go through all these ups and downs. My body's going to have pain, sores. I'm going to get sick. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to go through all these ins and outs. And I'm going to learn the human experience. And everything I go through and everything I touch and learn from is going to leave an indelible mark on me that's, going to play a role in my life later on. So, indelible. There you have it. So what's going on with the chat? Don't long right now. It's going to dump hard short term. U.S. Senate hearing on FTX today. I thought it was yesterday. Interesting. Fed meeting today at 2 p.m. though. Facts, Lifer, words of wisdom. You need lemon squeeze sound effect. Like, shh, right? Miss Gina, get ready for that spicy chat. Shout out to Gina Bombina. Crispy. Shout out to Super Chats for PLSD and band protocol. Let's take a look at our baby band. It was tight in the channel. Remember, I was watching that tight channel for band, tight channel for band, tight channel for band. And band is still in the tight channel. Really hasn't left it. I don't like how the 4 hours rolling over, though. It looks like it can definitely take a nasty dump on us to the downside. So I would watch band, maybe try to give it a little love to the... Does it maybe want to come down a little lower? But as of now, I'm looking for a move for band to the downside on that 4 hour time frame. Doesn't look amazing. However, it could go sideways as the stochastic resets, which tells me there could be some love here. Daily and the 22 hour both want to spread some love for band. So band, of all the coins, it's still kind of, nothing has really changed for band. For me personally, maybe a little bit of a lower expectation now, but nothing has changed for band. Band's still tight in the zone. Band above the point of control. Band possible taking a move to the upside here for band protocol. So just something to think about, something to watch. Band. MACD does want to turn back to the upside. RSI is in a falling wedge technically, and the stochastics want to make a bit of a move. And band's getting a higher low, getting tighter and tighter in the zone and holding above a point of control. Band holds that with the tight moving averages and stays above the 200 point, SMA. This thing could do some damage. So watching band for a possible move of 100% gains back to about 370, 388 for band protocol. So band, it's been annoying. I've been watching it here for the last 4 or 5 days now straight, but it hasn't really changed. Band still tight in the zone. Band on the radar. Band, baby, band. I saw band one more time, and you'll probably want to kick me in the mouth. So, sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's a joke, but never be violent, right? It's a joke, though. Sometimes I feel like it's also, we're doing comedy over here. PLSD. I don't know what that is, honestly. PLSD. Plex USD spot. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that one, man. And Mask and Band, they just look like kind of brothers, right? They got this similar channel going on. They're very oversold in the 22 hour. I feel like Mask is just only a matter of time. It's going to blast out of this cup and handle to the upside. Mask, baby, Mask on the 22 hour. Tight moving averages, 200. The same thing kind of going on here for Mask. And people think you've been saying Band and Mask for days now. And I have. It's been getting old. But, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We didn't make a lower low yet. Once we make a lower low, fine. It's a wrap, right? This low, we go lower than that. But right now, we have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low. We just need to put in a higher high for Mask and Band. And things could change. Okay. It's Pulse Dogecoin. PLSD. Yeah, we don't want to do that. That's like a little too outside the radar for the day. Appreciate you, Lakochi, though. I love you, Sam. You're a great man. Shout out to Toby Linares, man. I love you too, man. May God bless. Tu es mejor. Tu es el mejor, man. Toby. Mi OP bot is doing nicely also. My OP. Nice. Oh my God, LTC, please stop. Funny. Litecoin got a little love there, right? Don't know why that's over like that. Litecoin got a little love. Someone asking about Litecoin. 14% gains out of Litecoin. Not too bad. Remember, I was looking at LTC3L. That's one thing, main thing I was looking at recently. It's starting to form this beautiful tight channel. See that? Just watching it closely, it has gas on the 22-hour. Say to face, we've been recommending lifers to delete their API until we figure out what's happening. Yep, all lifers delete all APIs. Sam, I got hit too last night with a hack. It could definitely be worse, but I know I'll make back what you have taught me and what our group has taught me. Man, Amphibious, man, I love that you have that feeling of willingness to stay strong, man. I'm with you, dude. What can I do? Turn back now? I'm in too deep as well, so it is what it is, right? There's really no, I got to push forward at the speed of light. Shout out to the 1133 people. It's 1133. 38,000.2 subscribers and climbing. Thank you for subscribing. If you have this climbed to the subscriber button, please click and help the lifer and the lifer community. API on 3 commas. Yes, delete it from your exchange, though. Go right into the back end of your exchange where you see API and delete it, okay? And delete it. And look at that. Bitcoin at 18,122. Bookmap comes to play, right? Just as we were talking about, Bookmap comes to play. So, lo and behold, the Bookmap is ready to roll. And look, liquidated more people, 48,000. We can combine it into 15 liquidations and 48,000, but one liquidation, a second liquidation occurring. And we get into that 18,200 region that we did. We dove back in there. We grabbed that liquidity that we said we were watching. Okay, and things begin to make sense. Things begin to make sense. We go to Bitcoin on that 7, we watch it closely, hit our auto and check, and we should get a little pump out of that flag. And so far, lo and behold, we have a little bit of a breakout. And the 7's just getting started. This is really a short squeeze. We're likely to see some more here, in my humble opinion. I believe we're going to see some more, and we can climb all the way up to 18,400 area really pretty fast. You'd be surprised, as we chew through the shorts. A little bit of a long got nailed right now. We'll see, though. It looked like it was just a quick grab at 18,000. We see that long liquidations now. That's why it's not good to trade, in my opinion, the 50 or the 100x levy. You're just too close to the bone, and you're just the first people in the line of duty to get nailed, right? There is a little bearish divergence forming, though, here on the 7. I'll give you this. It's a downward spiral here, and here we have a bit of an uptrend, which is, something to think about. And remember, we have the bigger bearish divergence on the 1 hour that we've been pointing out, and the 15 now. From here to here, and there to there. So we've already shown you some divergence, some bearish divvy, just in case, we take a tumble down. We know that we saw it. But I'm willing to watch to see if the 7-minute short squeeze can come into play. And so that's kind of my last resort here until once we get up there, then it's going to be kind of close season for either sideways or downward momentum. I don't see how we could just plow ahead all the way to 19,000. Anything is possible, but I just don't see how we could possibly do that, right? I am wearing pants. Some nice pants, too. They look well. They look good. Can I get the pants up there? There you go. Nice ensemble. Oh, I can stretch my back like this. Thank you, everybody. Oh, see if I can get a nice crack for you. I think I can crack my neck for you guys. Well, that was a good one. You ever see this one too? This one, people cringe when you're like, oh no. Usually you can get a good one out of there. No, I guess I got enough. Oh, feels good though. A lot of to do this too, slow moves, and you let the air pockets pop out. You can feel them pop. They'll make popping sounds, and you're releasing air out of these little pockets in your neck, and then go back the other way. Keep yourself relaxed while you're trading. This crazy, right? Never thought. But these are important things to do too. I mean, and honestly, everyone's always, I asked the other day, they're like, how do you don't hurt your neck? And honestly, the stand-up desk, and I keep the desk at a rate where you're kind of looking. And if I keep the desk too low where I'm down, no good, right? The desk, actually, I do put it at its like highest possible level, which is about 50, right? And that tends to be the best. So stand up desk, make sure you're looking up high, nice and high, all right? So the stochastics RSI, which are a great indicator, and I'm strong on, are telling me that we're going to get a bounce to the upside, and we got to wait for the momentum. The southern momentum is basically left, and there's not much seller momentum left, and it's saying that, hey, we're going to short squeeze. So that's what it's saying. I can't guarantee it, but that's just the probability. And it's basically telling me that Bookmap will turn back around and go for more liquidity up in here, but we never know. No guarantees of that, but that's what the stochastics RSI are telling me on the 7-minute time frame. So we'll let that play out, and until that plays out, we're holding 18,100 pretty nicely. So shout out to all my lovers of life. Shout out to my Bitcoiners. Shout out to everybody who trades and stays in the game no matter what. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And I apologize to anyone that took a hit with me. Pretty whack. Really whack, actually. But, we'll go from there. And, only time will tell. So sad, yeah. And I have to file a police report now too, right? Because, technically I didn't get hacked though, which is weird, right? So like whoever the malicious accounts are, can't they freeze those accounts? Then Tether can freeze that Tether or whatever, right? And then, you can see that it's clearly like wasn't my trades that were being made, kind of whack. Very whack. But it's on 3 commas API, man. Like 3 commas, I get it, but and we gotta wait too. We don't know exactly what happened, so we gotta wait. We need clarity from 3 commas. Till we get that clarity, we'll never know. Okay. Funny, Strong. Remember so crazy Billy D? Like Strong's next. I guess he knew. Craziness. And we're still seeing some heavy movement in these coins. KOK, right? Acquire. And when there's heavy pumping, the volume ain't bad. That's why not being greedy is the key for me, because I could take advantage of intraday liquidity without having to, you hold too long, So the idea is to let the party start, right? In any trade, whether you trade any market in the world. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I like to use the volume at hand. The key is that's why by not being greedy. If and that's the key. That's the key to it all. Okay. It's all good, my friend. It's all good. Inside job, Sam. Love your demeanor during this rocky time, man. God bless you. Thank you for the love. It's my wife, man. She keeps me in check, right? And I refuse to ruin my day, Like, I'm going on vacation with my family in 2 days. You know what I mean? And I refuse to be a downer for my family. I refuse to take them down a rabbit hole of, oh, look at daddy, Like, everyone deserves to have a good time. And 5 years from now, I'll look back on this and I'll be okay. So I need to fast forward my brain and realize that I'm already okay, because it's already going to be 5 years from now, not too long from now. And time and patience will be here. So if I just take a deep breath and realize I'm okay, then I'm okay. And that's, when I really analyze time and space, that's how I can get out of any situation, because I can look at it and be like, well, was it the last of my last? You will respect my authority. Yep. Thanks for coming with the right attitude, Sam. People feed off of you. Shout out to Michael Benitez. Thank you, man. I've done that shirt and tie, no pants, Zoom meeting a couple times. LOL. You're funny. Hey, I got pants on, man. I thought we went over this. These are pants. What do you think, it's beige because it ain't pants? These are pants, man. I got pants on. I even tuck my shirt in, man. Please. Dude, shout out to the Celtics taking LeBron James down in overtime. Just not playing, Not playing. They thought they had us. Then we tied it up and spanked them again in one more quarter. We're like, oh, y'all want to go 5? Y'all want to go 5 quarters? We can go 5 quarters. Give me that. I'll tell you right now, yo, Jason Tatum's son, LeBron James, last night, man. Straight up, yo. And I said it. Jason Tatum's son, LeBron James, last night. Straight up. Mental strength, I appreciate you, boss. 100%, baby. There's nothing else we can do. It has to be erased out of the mind. Nothing else we can do. I can't believe I was the sucker, man. It was on me. Like, I can't believe it. And I actually was like watching it happen as it happened too. I was like at my computer. I'm like really upset with myself. But I was doing a dishwasher last night. I had 100 things on my mind. So that was a fire game, man. What are your thoughts on a 0% rate hike? I mean, that would be unbelievable, right? I don't think it's going to happen. I think it may be 0.25, though. If it goes 0.25, you're going to see Bitcoin skyrocket to 20K. This could be a big day, you know. I don't think we're going to see anything bad happen. That's the good point about this day. It looks like it's going to be all in our favor, but we don't know. To me, it seems like the Fed will be dovish. That's what I'm looking at. We're looking at a dovish Fed. Why is that? Well, because they seen that what they did has moved, right? Inflation has dropped. And honestly, it looked like inflation was going to drop anyway, right? But you never know. You're adding up a quota for good deeds, and things will come back to you 10x or even 100x in the future. Master of none, man. How do you know all this knowledge? There's so many smart people that watch my channel and they give me all these like, Sam, you're on your path. Stay on the path. Like, for you are on this. Like, you guys are awesome. No, I feel the energy and I feel the love, and I feel like some of you are spiritual gods that just pop into the live stream. I really do. And just make sure that like everything's going kosher. I don't think they would be dovish at all. He got to hit 10K. Send some super chats for the man who keeps on giving. Nah, it's all good, man. The red ties implies you're hawkish. Hey, it does, doesn't it? Right? But there's a little love here. The gray suit, the grayish, bluish, behind the scenes. I'm trying to add a little bit of light to the party, right? A little bit of the red polka squig. Real polka squig. I've seen this tie hanging, hadn't worn it in a while. I was like, I like that tie, man. I'm rocking that tie. That's a nice tie. And that's how this whole thing happened over here. That's how the story goes, eh? You said this, I said that. I said that, you said over there. I said over there, I said not over there, over there. 1 hour time frame, bit of a fib here on High Doodle, but high risk in my humble opinion after all the nonsense. High Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? You don't have a piece of that Bored Ape Yacht Club and you believe that's going to go up. So these are all fractional reserves of NFTs. Whenever you see the high in front of it, okay, it's like a fractional reserve of that NFT. Now you hope that pool stays intact. You're like, oh, somehow the pool wasn't, and then we became insolvent, and now the coin isn't. It's like you never know anymore, right? It becomes now I feel as vulnerable as everybody else. It's weird. I'm sitting here like, how did it happen to me? Like, it's not supposed to happen to me. I'm supposed to be on top of the game every single time, or I'm supposed to get away at the last minute before they get me, right? And they still got me somehow. I'm like, how? And what pisses me off is I had a chance to get out. Like, I knew better. I had a chance to get out. I knew better. And they slaughtered me, man. As an influencer and affiliate, you have some power with 3 commas. That's what I thought, too. And I hit up my people, and they're like, talk to support. I'm like, really? Like, I thought it would be handled, like, a lot better. I thought they'd be like, hold up. Like, let us help you out. Like, let's figure out what's going on here. So we ride or die together, Sam. If we see a lifer down, we'll help lift you up, and as we should. Shout out to Crypto 420 Life for Life, man. Thank you for the love, man. I appreciate you. Just never dark suits with red or blue ties. That's way too yeah, I'm keeping it all like, got stuck holding sushi at 1.2. Can you look? We'll take a look. Shout out to my man. Hey, at least he's honest, too. And while you being honest, you help other people realize that maybe they made a folly or two, too, man. So may God bless you for that. Hey, you're not in a bad. So looking at it, I always have that, like, once it pumps back in. I have that, like, a race idea, right? So sushi. 1, 2, 3, keeps hitting the zone, right? And hasn't lost it. And is actually really, really respecting this. Now, I do see a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. That would be scary, but the daily's oversold. And it's telling us that we may get a pump back to the upside. So, you know, honestly, like 124 ain't too bad. I wouldn't be surprised if it was somewhere up at 172 in the next couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks from now. So, sushi ain't the worst thing in the world. DeFi is coming back, right? It got sold up, sold back down. But if it gets above this point of control at 117, 118, this thing can easily fly up to the higher volumes of liquidity at 180 at its next big resistance point. So it doesn't look that bad to me, actually. It looks pretty valid on the daily. Holding a trend line, about to get a point of control. Sushi actually may make some bacon on the beach, baby. So, hey, not too shabby, sushi. Thank you for giving us the super chat for sushi. May God bless you and yours. And again, this is not financial advice. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. Just going over sushi, drawing some lines, talking about the VRVP, and just giving you some insight into how to use TradingView, too. Like, you know, these are support and resistance lines. We're talking about a bottom trend line here. Can we make a move to the upside for sushi? When we look at here, is like we're in this smaller falling wedge now, right? Boom. Thoughts on CHC? You know, CHC is just the one that never, the horse that never hit, right? You know, it's like it had so much hope and promise for football season, and you know, oh, we're going to see the World Cup and all this nonsense, and you know, now it's oversold, and we do expect a bounce out of this falling wedge. But come on, it's time to perform. Let's see if CHC can win the World Cup, so to speak, and kind of get back into good graces and make a move. But it's in an ugly pattern. It is holding this upward trend line, which is fine. That's the one good thing to see. So we're waiting, and it's very oversold. Can CHC get a bounce to the upside? Has kind of a bullish divergence there, but not perfect. I'm waiting on that daily. Daily looks like we can get a move for CHC to the upside, right? It loses this level, though. It's going to bounce and come all the way back down to 8 cents. So this is like its last rally of a hurrah. If it can't hold this area, it's going to lose back down more. I had my account hacked in the first couple of days of opening my account. If that didn't stop me in my tracks, I'm not sure what will. I'll pace on the uphill days and sprint on the downhill days. My man, I love you. May God bless you, Elton Jeffs, for being strong in the game, man. The best idea is diversify and use different platforms and different passwords. Agreed. Moments like 3 commas are what makes you stronger and confident. Wish you all the best, really. Keep up the hard work. Shout out to Crypto Monster, man. May God bless you. Thank you for the love. That's awesome. I appreciate you. I'm using 5 different exchanges with different passwords and emails. I love it. I promise from a friend, as soon as I can afford to do it, I will super chat you 11K. You're funny, man. All love, man. Man, I lost 2,500 on Quadriga X in the scandal back in 2018. Right? And who knows how much that was in Bitcoin at the time. Maybe it could have been ended up being millions of dollars, right? So like people lost huge amounts. People lost Bitcoin, you know. What can you say about Binance, FUD or not? I say it's FUD. If I had to pull the trigger, I'd say it's FUD. I like CZ. Worked at McDonald's, man. I don't see him trying to screw people that also may or may not work at McDonald's that use his exchange. You know, and I could be wrong. Maybe he's had a slant of heart. He's made billions of dollars. But, I mean, I believe there's some real people out there. And he gives me that feeling of reality, but you never know. At this point, you never know, right? I'm not next to him. I don't know. I'm not in there. I can't see what they're doing. So I'm not going to tell you that it's all gravy train. All right? Take it one step at a time. A lot of people want to see what's happening with Cardano. You know, is it time to enter Cardano long term? Is it going to lose the 30-cent region? What's happening with Cardano? So Cardano is just basically attempting to bottom out here. Looked like it did want to bounce to the downside here a little bit, but it's holding the zone very, very close, very tight. Cardano. And you can see it double bottomed here and is in the zone here at about, 29 cents and 31 cents? Cardano. It's trying to get back above this last high volume node too, if it can, right? And then if you look here, you got some bullish divergence for Cardano. It's a good sign that we may have began to bottom here at this 31 cent region. The last node. I mean, we lose this area though, we're definitely coming to 17 cents. And, you know, then there's talks of, do you go all the way to the 9? Right. Where do I get the 9 cent from? It's just from this back end here, which is the length of the base of this falling wedge if we broke to the downside. It would give us at 9 cent Cardano. 3 days says no way. We're going to bounce back. 4 day, 3 day. All the other charts suggest possible bottom with this bullish divergence. Possibly a really good time to pick up some Cardano. If you believe in the project like I do, beautiful time to pick up some Cardano and get started, right? Hey, you ain't buying the tops, I'll tell you that. You ain't buying the top of the market. You ain't FOMOing in and following everybody in a bear run, in a bull run. I mean, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I say you should be taken as such. But when I look at these areas and these prices, I tell myself, hey, I ain't buying the tops. I definitely ain't going in when everyone else is, right? This takes guts. This takes fear. Not fear, but this takes guts. And, fortune favors the brave. It's not easy to look the bear market in the face and take a bite out of it. It's not easy at all. Shout out to the beautiful people. We have 458 likes, 454 people. Flex all 454, baby. Concurrent viewers banging on them to the upside. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Let's get that chat rate going. Where is everybody from? Where is everybody from? Where is everybody from? Let's get that. I want to see this thing fly at the speed of light. Let's get this thing running up. Let's hit it. Canada, Malaysia, bang, 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 bang. I want to see this thing flying. I want to show the algorithm who the lifers are. I want the lifers to understand who we are. I want us to see who we are together. Watch this, man. Watch this thing fly at the speed of light. We got New Jersey, Central California, India, Switzerland, Israel, Moldova, Cowtown, Canada, Florida, England, Nashville. Let's keep it running. North Carolina, Texas. Y'all can't type faster than that. Iowa, Alberta, Florida. If I can keep up with it, it ain't going fast enough. Chattanooga, South Africa, Malaysia, Denver. We did get Malaysia. I nailed it. Look at that. The Philippines, India, Denver, Colorado, Iran, San Antonio, Spain. Waiting for you in Dubai. I can't wait to get there. Vienna, London, South Dakota, Okinawa, London, Brazil, Palestine, Florida, Georgia, Mars, Iran, Luxembourg, Toronto, Philippines, SLC, Utah, Alabama, Greece. I'm from Juicy. Wow. Bali, Mongolia, the moon, Toronto, my man, Florida. Shout out to Toronto, man. Paris, cold like in Boston, Singapore, Argentina, Hong Kong. We got people from all around the world. Hidden pine trails of the forest. I love that. Dominant Republicans. What is the Dominica Republica? Oh, yeah. Netherlands, Antarctica. Wow, all the way from Antarctica. My man, New Zealand, Czech and Portugal, Dominica, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Iran, Belgium, and essing my pants while I'm shorting Rune. Wow. Nowhere. Big Bad, Arizona, Iran. We north, baby. We north. Florida, Space Coast, Argentina, Montreal. Wow. Central Florida and the Mucks. Chuck's Norrisland. My man, Sweden. Everybody likes a good Chuck Norris story. Earth, Puerto Rico, Mars. Shout out to CJ Baker. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Shout out to Ahmed Ben Ammar from Tunisia. Shout out to Carlson 9193 from Sweden. Shout out to RL the Moon. Shout out to Miami. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Do you have the desire, the dedication, the discipline, and the determination equals a lifer? You can, you will, you are the best. We will push forward at the speed of light. Looking forward to move to one of the moons. Yeah, I bet you will. What's up, Sam the man? Thank God I read before I write, before I say things out loud. Heard Pluto is nice this time of year. It might be. State of the Cheesehead, Wisconsin, Micronesia. My man from the Polynesian Micro Islands, Micronesia. Unbelievable. How you getting? Am I really playing in Micronesia right now? You got to tell me the truth. That's insane. I'm sitting there. My voice and my likeness is playing in Micronesia. Wall Street, New York, baby. My dude wants to eat it all. He's the wolf. Sam from Tomorrowland. My dude. Appreciate you. You're funny, man. Sam from Tomorrowland. That's hilarious. This was the first big stream back in action. I can feel it. Something about this stream felt right. It felt complete. Just 34 likes to reach 500 this morning with the people from around the world. Oh, yeah, that's another thing that feels right. Shout out to Love Learning chirping in. Shout out to Love Learning, Gina Bombina, and the whole Blue crew. Everybody that holds me down. C&C Ireland, Lakochi Coker, and every single one. A Dingo 8 Masatoshi. My family holds me down, lets me know that it keeps coming. I should keep coming back every day. It's you people that keep me coming back every single day, baby. No matter what, we will make it through. Spread the love. That's why Sam can see the chart today, right? Man, so many people need to educate themselves on their own economy. We are far from over. My God, the blind leading the blonde. Agreed. Sammy Trumpet, JK Sammy for the laughs. Disney, ooh, don't say that. Gotham's. Everybody, thank you so much for the love. This has been an amazing live stream. Super excited to be here with each and every one of you. Excited that we're back above $825 billion. These are the good things to look at. Excited that Bitcoin is attempting to hold above 18,000. And we're still oversold on that stochastic 7-minute. We could get a bit of a push. We do see some bearish divergence. I'll break that down to the trading group and do an update in about an hour and a half as we watch this. I'll be back to do for another live stream not too long from now. So I'm out. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I'll be back today for another live stream at 2 p.m. We're going to watch Jer Powell break down what's going on in the markets, and we're going to see where we stand. What do I see happening in 2 hours? I believe we go sideways or maybe come back down for a retest. Chance the 7-minute does get this beautiful pump if we short squeeze. Looking like we may get that short squeeze. So we're either sideways or it's like, 2 hours from now, what do I believe happens? If I have to make a call, I believe we do get the short squeeze to the upside to about 18,400. Then we see what happens to the market. Jerome Powell talks, we get the up and down movement, and we maybe end the day hopefully sometimes around right where we're at, 18,100. Would love a candle to close on the daily above 18,000 for Bitcoin. That would be a beautiful thing. So back above 18K. Some other signs of life is that we're holding above the 200 SMA on the 4-hour, and we're well above it now. The further that we stay above it, the better for Bitcoin. So, and the dollar index looks like we could continue the dumpage on a bigger time scale, and we looked at that too as well. That was some key insight alpha that we went over today, showing you the bull rallies of the dollar index by looking at the monthly chart and seeing really where all that goes. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow on the next live stream. Be safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.